Obviously, the big race of the meeting is upon us. It's 3:30 on Friday afternoon, and it's the Cheltenham Gold Cup. This year could potentially go down as one of the most competitive in recent history. We've got the young pretenders in the form of Delta Work and Santini putting it up to the reigning champion, and a few from the old guard that obviously have put in decent efforts in Grade 1 chases previously that are trying to get themselves into the mix. Plus, we've obviously got the King George winner in Clanders Oboe. Personally, if I'm going to run through the runners and riders, Clanders Oboe I think is Silvaniaco Conti 2.0. Does it everywhere else but Cheltenham. I'm a massive fan of the horse. I've backed it for the King George a couple of times. It has an abundance of class, but going left-handed around the undulations of Cheltenham just does not suit this horse whatsoever, and it's such a shame. I'd love to see it go well, but I just can't. I've got to look at the evidence, and Clanders Oboe's best is away from Cheltenham. Lost in translation to me, seems a little bit lost. Promised a lot last year and has flattered to deceive somewhat this time around. I think it's open to classier types. It may find its way back into contention if it puts its best foot forward, but I think here the best it can hope for is place money, and isn't my idea of the winner. Kenboy and Presenting Percy have done pretty much nothing this year, and how they end up finding themselves at a price of 10 to 1 and 12 to 1 respectively, I just do not know. Obviously they could return to a bit of form, but Presenting Percy has been woeful this year, and Kenboy hasn't really gone all that well around Cheltenham previously. You know, if I was a bookmaker, I'd be happy to lay that for whatever price. I think 10 to 1 and 12 to 1 is ridiculously short. Whoever's priced him up at that, you could probably double the price and I'd still not want to play. Kenboy and Presenting Percy, forget them completely. If one sneaks into a place, I'd be surprised. But, you know, if either of them is in the top 3, I really, really would consider that a bit of an upset. Moving through the field, and obviously you've got the likes of Bristol de Mai, who finished 3rd. A bit of an unknown quantity with Chris's Dream and Monolith, who could both go well at a price. And then you've got the rank outsiders in terms of Real Steel and Elegant Escape. Elegant Escape could potentially sneak a place. That's if the rain comes. But to be honest, I doubt that very much now. So it leaves you with the top 3 in the betting. Album Photo, Delta Work and Santini. I can't have Album Photo. I think it's had a poor season in terms of a prep for this. Its last race was over pretty poor and weak fences. Prior to that, it obviously finished 2nd. So that leaves me with 2, Santini and Delta Work. Fellow PFTP pundit Chris Connolly has been banging the drum for Santini, and it got me on that hype train. However, as I've seen the days unfold, the first 3 days of the festival, it's hard not to be swayed by the Gigginstown colours. And Delta Work, I think, to be honest with you, it's between those two. I could go either way. It's really tough to decide. So, with that in question, I'm going to throw a bet out there that's perhaps a little bit, a little bit out of the box, a little bit forward thinking. One of the major bookies are offering. So I'll use my words eventually. One of the major bookmakers are offering a 5th of the place for the first 5 past the post. It's a major online bookmaker whose name I cannot say, and I think paying the first 5, especially considering there's 12 horses, is somewhat of a liberty. That same bookmaker is giving Bristol de Mai at odds of 25 to 1. Would I take 5 to 1 about Bristol de Mai to finish in the first 5 in this Gold Cup, considering it finished 3rd in it last year, and it also placed 2nd behind Santini previously this season? Yes, I would. I think that's a surefire bet. I think Bristol de Mai to finish in the top 5 at 5 to 1. It's a no-brainer. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a dead cert, but I think that, considering how tight it is at the head of the market when you're trying to find the winner, is an absolute steal. I don't think it's guaranteed to get in the top 3. I'd be umming and ahhing about a top 4, But a top 5, I think, is well within his capabilities, and at that price, I think that's an absolute liberty. Do I recommend everyone backing it each way for the first 3? No. If you can get to that bookmaker that's offering the first 5 home, Bristol de Mai at that price at 25 to 1 is a bet that's very, very appealing indeed. So for that loan, Bristol de Mai in the Gold Cup to finish in the top 5 with one specific bookmaker at 25 to 1 is definitely the way to go.